You know, talking to many people over the years, people have told me they become more reflective and more present in any other time of the year than right now. And in December the 26th, I woke up and I was motivated to do a video. We've already written the newsletter that's going to help you get into the new year. When you live a life with purpose, time does not exist. Also, it's not about you because you become irrelevant. You don't really think about yourself. Every single second of every day is what can you do to change somebody's life. And I want you to go to somewhere to do a pre-frame before you start looking at the newsletter below. I want you to imagine that you were in this movie and you were standing right here and this was your reality of all your experiences that's brought you right to this point. And I want you to think about the observer of you to the left-hand side of you and the future self of you to the right-hand side of you. And I want you to imagine that you can see yourself as a future self by this time 12 months into the future. But the observer's going to stay with you for the whole 12-month duration. And I want you to pay attention to one thing before you start to read the newsletter and do the exercises and go through the questions. I want you to think about your voice. I want you to think about the words you choose, the tonality, the pitch, the meaning that you give to these sentences, paragraphs, to the whole chapter of the book or even the book for 2026 and beyond. And I want you to pay attention to that inner voice. How do you describe the inner voice? Is it innovative? Is it creative? Is it full of confidence? Is it happy? Is it loving? Is it motivated? Or is it somebody that's full of fear? And this is what I want you to do. I want you to look at your observer, and every time that you procrastinate, every time you have fear, and every time you feel as if you're not moving forward because this reality of who you are based upon all your experience to this point is holding you back. And I want the observer to tap you in the shoulder every time you listen to that voice, because listening to that voice means it's like a tape recording. You can go back, you can rewind, you can pre-frame, and you can put in a different identity. The you of who has been successful in your life, the you who has had confidence and motivation all your life, the person who's assertive, the person who's driven, because it's the voice and the identity that holds you back. So the characters that you need to become get into 226. This observer person is going to keep checking you, and every time you interrupt that pattern, you're going to do a reframe and put a different identity and a different character and a different behaviour into that person. And then you're going to look to the right and tap into this future self, because this is the person who's going to be waiting for you by 2027, January the 1st. So observer, future self, current reality, but you're paying attention to the identity of all these characters that you go into and attach to that voice, but they voices that don't take you forward, they take you backwards. And what we're going to do is we're going to throw them away, and we're going to start tapping into the voices that takes us straight through and beyond, because you can make a contribution to this life. You can make a contribution to other people's lives, and you can make a difference. And the difference about Stevie Kidd and the Pathway Mastery is when we're engaging with people or businesses, we see more than you see in yourselves. So wishing you huge success and happiness for 2026, and believe in yourself. And every time you look in that mirror in the morning, you put your hand in your heart and you connect to the future self. And don't worry about the voices that hold you back. The observer of you will tap you on the shoulder and say, remember what Stevie said, and you will remove it and install the behaviours that's going to take you forward with a character and an identity of happiness, loving, confidence and drive, because you are worthy, you are enough. And with these skills, you will take yourself forward to meet this person here who is waiting on you. Time to get busy. Happy New Year.